In March 1974, Popular Mechanics magazine published do-it-yourself plans by designer Robert Q. Riley for an incredible home-built camper called the Boonie Bug. If you had a few $100s, some woodworking tools, and a lot of patience, you could transform a junked Volkswagen bus into an angular, futuristic off-road machine that looked exactly like a lunar rover from NASA. The plans called for stripping the 1-ton VW chassis down to the bare metal and constructing an entirely new body using nothing but plywood, polyurethane foam, and fiberglass resin, creating a truly aggressive cab-over-driving position. Powered by the original VW engine, it topped out at around 65 miles per hour. The fatal flaw of the Boonie Bug was entirely dependent on the skill of the person building it. Because it was a DIY project made primarily of wood, its highway safety and structural durability were highly questionable. If you did not seal the plywood perfectly with fiberglass, a few rainy days would turn your sci-fi rover into a rotting, moldy sponge. In the event of a high-speed crash, the wooden body offered virtually zero structural protection, meaning the driver unfortunately became the crumple zone. It was a brilliant concept for a cheap adventure vehicle, but relying on amateur carpenters to build highway vehicles resulted in terrifyingly sketchy creations. Because it was a DIY project, the original cost was just the price of a used VW and some lumber, maybe $1,000 total. Today, finding a surviving well-built Boonie Bug is nearly impossible. When they pop up, they sell for $15,000 to $20,000 purely for their retro-futuristic charm. Weirdness meter, 11 out of 10. Crash safety rating, -5 out of 10. Next, a fiberglass behemoth defining American family vacations. If you ever took a road trip in America between the 1960s and the 1980s, you almost certainly saw a Dodge Travco dominating the highway. Originally conceived by Ray Frank of Frank Motorhomes, the man who actually coined the term motorhome, the Travco was a massive leap forward for the industry. It featured an unmistakable aerodynamic two-piece fiberglass body bolted onto a heavy-duty Dodge truck chassis. It was one of the very first Class A motorhomes to offer true luxury, featuring rooftop air conditioning, flushing toilets, and full kitchens, looking like a giant, comfortable loaf of bread cruising. The Travco's fatal flaw, however, was its sheer, unadulterated mass. Weighing anywhere from 10,000 to 14,000 pounds, driving one of these fiberglass giants was exactly like steering a commercial cargo ship. The steering was famously vague, the brakes required massive leg strength to operate, and the tall, top-heavy vehicle suffered from terrifying body roll on winding mountain roads. Despite having a powerful Dodge V8 engine under the doghouse console, the immense weight of the thick fiberglass and heavy wood interior meant that getting up to highway speeds of 65 miles per hour took an absolute eternity. It was a luxurious house, but actually driving the house required the steady nerves of a commercial truck driver. A brand new Dodge Travco in 1965 cost around $9,000. Today, they are beloved by vintage RV restorers everywhere. A gutted project might cost a few thousand, but a fully restored mid-century modern Travco can easily command $50,000 or more at auction. Weirdness meter, 5 out of 10. Nostalgia factor, 10 out of 10. We have seen UFOs and VWs with houses on them, but nothing prepares you for our final mind-bending camper. Prepare to have your brain broken by the Del Rey Tri-Level camper. In the late 1960s, slide-in truck campers were very popular, but interior space was always highly limited. The mad scientists at Del Rey looked at a standard pickup truck and said, "What if we build a camper with 3 completely separate floors?" And that is exactly what they did. This towering monster, famously introduced around 1968, featured a top-level cab-over bedroom, a mid-level living room and dining area, and a sunken lower-level rear kitchen and entryway. It was an absolute architectural marvel. It somehow fit a split-level suburban home into the standard bed of a pickup truck. But the fatal flaw of the Tri-Level is probably obvious to anyone who understands basic physics. It was insanely, dangerously heavy. Weighing roughly 3,000 pounds just for the camper shell alone, Truck suspensions in the 1960s were not designed to carry a literal three-story building. Putting a fully loaded Delray tri-level into the back of a standard pickup truck would cause the rear bumper to practically scrape the pavement, while the front tires barely touch the ground. Driving at highway speeds of 60 miles per hour with a center of gravity so absurdly high meant that taking a sharp turn or encountering a strong gust of wind felt like a near-death experience. In 1968, this three-story luxury camper cost a premium $3,000 just for the shell. Today, a fully intact tri-level is the holy grail of vintage campers, with collectors willing to pay over $20,000 just for the shell. Weirdness meter, 12 out of 10. Physics-defying madness, 100 out of 10. It is a true marvel of crazy engineering. From tiny VW bugs struggling to climb hills at 40 miles per hour to three-story mansions balancing precariously in truck beds, the golden age of bizarre campers proves that human ingenuity has absolutely no limits. Which of these crazy vintage rigs would you be brave enough to drive cross-country? Drop your answer in the comments below. If you love this deep dive into weird automotive history, make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out our other videos. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the road.